The arena was deafening. Thousands of alien spectators filled the colossal coliseum, their roars shaking the very ground. This was no ordinary fight, it was a spectacle, a show of dominance. And today's match was already decided, at least in their minds. On one side, the reigning champion, a massive, muscle-bound warrior from a species that prided itself on sheer brute strength. His name alone was enough to send challengers into retreat. His forearms flexed, each muscle rippling beneath thick, battle-scarred skin. He towered over his opponent, his fangs bared in amusement. On the other side, the human. He looked unimpressive. Average height. Lean, not bulky. His hands rested in his pockets, posture relaxed, as if this fight didn't concern him. The aliens in the stands erupted in laughter. This wasn't a battle, it was an execution. The champion stomped forward, sneering. You should have surrendered before stepping into this arena, human. I'll make this quick. No response. The human simply tilted his head slightly, watching. The announcer's voice boomed through the arena. Begin! The champion lunged, all forearms swinging in a blur, his sheer size ensuring there was no escape. The crowd cheered, already anticipating the splatter of blood on the arena floor. But in an instant, everything changed. The human took a single step to the side. It wasn't a desperate dodge, not a frantic scramble. Just a simple, precise movement, perfectly timed. The champion's momentum carried him forward faster than he expected. His foot caught on the uneven ground. His balance wavered. And then the human moved. Not with force. Not with power. Just a well-placed nudge, 2 fingers pressing against the back of the champion's skull. The alien's own speed betrayed him. His massive body lurched forward, and with a sickening thud, his head slammed into the unforgiving arena floor. Silence. The crowd didn't even have time to process what had happened. 3 seconds. That's all it took. The human took a deep breath, exhaled, and without a word, turned around and walked away. No victory pose. No grand speech. Just quiet, casual indifference. For the first time in history, the Grand Colosseum had no cheers. No celebration. Only stunned silence. The champion lay motionless. His massive frame, once a symbol of power, was now a heap on the arena floor. The crowd remained frozen, struggling to comprehend what they had just witnessed. The announcer hesitated, his voice faltering. The victory goes to the human. No cheers. No protests. Just disbelief. The alien warriors in the stands shifted uneasily. Some exchanged confused glances. Others leaned forward, searching for some kind of trick, some hidden force that explained what they had just seen. The champion's second in command, a veteran fighter himself, stepped forward, fury in his eyes. That wasn't a real fight. You did nothing. The human finally spoke. He fell. The statement was maddeningly simple, but the meaning behind it was devastating. The alien leader growled, fangs bared. You dishonor this arena. You think you're superior? Face me. The human shook his head. I don't need to. A low murmur spread through the Colosseum. The arrogance of it. The sheer audacity. Yet, no one could deny what had happened. The champion, their greatest warrior, had fallen, not to strength, not to violence, but to something far worse. Precision. The weight of that truth sank in. Their entire system revolved around might. Their warriors trained for years to crush their opponents. And in 3 seconds, a human had rendered all of it meaningless. A realization crept into their minds, unspoken but shared. Humans weren't just strong. They were something far more dangerous. Whispers spread through the Colosseum like wildfire. What had just happened defied everything they believed about combat. Strength was absolute. Power decided victory. Yet their champion had fallen without a single blow being exchanged. Some of the younger warriors refused to accept it. It was a fluke, one muttered, eyes darting nervously toward the unconscious champion. Others weren't so sure. The ruling elite sat in tense silence, their expressions unreadable. The implications of this defeat ran deeper than mere humiliation. If a human could dismantle their greatest warrior in 3 seconds, what did that mean for their military? Their empire? One of the warlords finally spoke. If humans don't fight with strength, then what do they fight with? No one had an answer. The human, now standing at the edge of the arena, glanced back. His gaze swept across the thousands watching him. He saw the disbelief. The fear. He sighed. You think fighting is about brute force? The words cut through the silence like a blade. The warlord narrowed his eyes. And what do you think it is? The human shrugged. Efficiency. Nothing more. No explanation. No gloating. And yet, that single word changed everything. Days passed, but the whispers never stopped. The fall of their champion became more than just an upset, it became a warning. Stories spread across the empire, each retelling twisting the truth. Some claimed the human possessed strange abilities, others swore he had used forbidden techniques. But none could deny the outcome. Among the warriors, training regimens shifted. Strength drills were no longer enough. They studied movement, balance, and timing, things they had once dismissed as unimportant. For the first time, they questioned their way of fighting. The ruling class, however, saw the bigger threat. If a single human could defeat their strongest warrior without effort, what would an entire army of them be capable of? The thought unsettled them. Wars had been fought against brutal species, against powerful empires, but never against something like this. The human was long gone, already forgotten by those who only saw him as a curiosity. But for those who understood what had really happened, he was unforgettable. His victory had been effortless. His words casual. And yet, with 3 seconds in a single step, he had changed the course of an empire.